Hey everybody. So today I'm going to cover some more of this the courting drama. It's not something I really wanted to do. I had done a shorter video uh, before, and then I kind of like made another one mocking him. And I was kind of hoping like it would just all die out, and like that was that, and that's it. Like there's, you know, I was just kind of hoping like that was it, right? Like it wasn't going to spiral, it wasn't going to get worse, and it just seems like, man, like every time, every single time, like whether it's like 15, 20, 30 minutes, it's like something new is coming out and it's just a barrage. Like I just don't like I even said in the first when I warned about this, right? Like I just don't see how you're going to survive like all of this because it's going to be relentless, and especially like if you haven't dotted your i's and crossed your t's, like people are just going to come after you. Like it's a weird like vicious cycle. And that's why I was saying like he should have just walked away, but instead of walking away, he decided to pull out a shovel and dig his hole even deeper. So here we are. um Now there's kind of some updates like on the coffee stuff. Apparently the FDA has accepted uh like multiple requests to look into coffee brand coffee. So there's like an open FOIA where basically they're saying, hey, like we see here that this business doesn't like it exists on paper, but like even the stuff that's on the paper is incorrect. The address is incorrect, etc., etc. This company's been selling, food products online to customers. Um, and basically, like what it comes down to is, well, obviously, if you're selling food product, like you have to be inspected by the health department, right? Like, and that's not a suggestion. Like that's like you have to do that. Like legally, you are required to basically make sure that your business is inspected and that like everything in terms of government policy, like in terms of like making sure that like your business is clean, the product is clean, there's no like roach infestation or rat infestation, or you're not doing something stupid like dumping raw sewage into like your food product, or whatever, right? Like that's why all of this exists. That's why the framework exists, is to make sure that like your customers are going to have like a sense of knowing that their food product is safe, right? Like that's why it exists. So anyways, that's all not really going too well for him. Let me see if I could pull up the update right here. Boom. So it looks like the status has been received. Uh, and it looks like basically they're just trying to locate the business, and they're going to uh, submit and forward it to the administrative council and rules. Okay, so basically they're forwarding it to another team, and that team's going to look up the location of this business, and they're going to make sure that what is on paper matches with what is where it's supposed to be. And if it's not, then basically somebody's going to end up going to his residence, and then since it's across state lines too, like there's certain federal aspects I think to that as well. So I don't know. Well, we'll see how it all plays out. But this right here is just the beginning. It's the first step, right? Um, and you'll see like I'm gonna play another video, and this is about like an investigation into the coffee thing, and that supposedly like some anonymous like FDA guy was saying like, hey, um, just fill out a report and send it in, and we'll do whatever we can to sort of like sort it out and look into and investigate the entire situation. Um, but anyways, with that out of the way, I wanted to step on to like some of the more major updates, and one of them being that Sydney Watson came out and spoke out on this whole situation and basically said that Jeremy was, as a boss, inappropriate with her, making like suggestive innuendo, uh, also sending her requests for like, you know, pictures of her chest, things of that nature, you know, things that are very inappropriate that you should never do to an employee. Um, Especially like if you're a business owner, like this is just like common sense, right? Like this is really the easiest way I've ever seen for somebody to lose their business in its entirety and their livelihood, because doing this is basically, it's a death sentence. Like nobody wants to hang around with somebody who's a sex pest, right? And nobody wants to be associated with that, right? So now that this has come out from Sydney Watson, everybody's going to look at him and go, well, that's kind of weird. And then whenever his fans chime up to say something, they're going to be like, well, we don't really care about your opinion because you're homies with like a sex pest. And, you know, this dude's harassing women at work, basically treating his workplace as like a brothel. Which, I mean, side note, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but like, it's like every time this dude gets like a co host or like somebody to work with him, whether that's like Chrissy Mayer or whoever, um, it's always women. Like it's weird. It's as if he's running like like I don't know like if it's I really don't know what it is. I guess, it's a lot of it has to do with, women just naturally have like a larger audience, right? Because like dudes are attracted to women and, metric wise, like that's kind of how all that plays out, right? Like, you know, that's why like a lot of times when you see like a weather forecaster, you're going to see women up there because, you know, they wear like a tight dress and they're up there telling you about the weather. Kind of retains interest a little bit better. It's just it's nature, it's how the world works. uh but we don't really have to go into all that. So anyways, Sydney Watson kind of spoke out, said, hey, Jeremy's like a weirdo, he keeps telling me to like send him pictures of my boobs while we're at work, but he like says it in this like weaselly, like, haha, just kidding way, but like not really. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the weird thing, right? Because it's obvious, like, why else would you say it, right? If you didn't think that there was a chance, like, why would you say it at all, period? And then not only that, but knowing like her primary, like before all of this, the whole thing with like Elijah Schaefer and all that in context, like why would you do that? Like that's weird. um but anyways, so she came out and she kind of spoke out about it and all that. Dropped some DMs and stuff with Camelot, who's usually on Kick. I think he streams on Kick. uh but anyways, like, so she dropped some DMs with him and he kind of read them out on stream. And I'll go over that a little bit later and like show the video as well. um But the thing is, what's crazy about it is like he called her up during all of this and just straight up threatened to sue her, like for speaking out and blah blah blah, and then bringing up like the whole past involvement with like Jeremy tried to build this publication called the Publica, which is about it's about as inventive as naming your coffee company coffee brand coffee. You know, kind of weird and boring. Um, anyways, so he does this and then threatens to sue her, and then not only sue her but leak private DMs, right? Which, not a great look, especially if you're like grifting off of like being a news organization. That kind of shows like nobody can ever trust you in terms of like dealing with sources. Like this is just a great way to burn your career, period. Because now nobody's ever going to look at you and go, hey, I'm going to trust this guy who uh, had like an NDA and then like use this to blackmail an employee. Like nobody's gonna ever want to do anything with you, right? Especially because not only that, but like I think that's illegal. Like I'm pretty sure you can't use an NDA to hide a crime. I'm pretty sure. I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal. And if it's not illegal, it should be. Um, but anyway, so yeah, he goes out of his way, uh, and kind of like threatens her, and she comes out and like tries to correct everything. You'll see there like Salty Cracker commented. That's funny. But yeah, there's this whole drama. Yellow Flash has been covering a lot of it. Rev says Disu's been covering a lot of it. I'm sure Salty Cracker's got a bunch of videos. I haven't. I'll be honest. Like I've kind of unsubbed from a lot of people over the years, and mostly it's not personal. It's just like I have only so much time in the world, and I can't. I can't juggle like 800 people, especially that are like all kind of covering the same content. Um, you know, it's like I said, it's nothing personal. So I just kind of like try to find people that are more like moderate and like middle of the road. People that are like not hardcore left or hardcore right, but just kind of common sense, right? That's who I try to stick with. So now that that's out of the way, let me bring up. Let me see here. Oh, I'm going to show everybody this. So this one is it's like an AI one that I kind of cleaned up a little bit. But this is going to be like one of the thumbnails. So I know somebody was like commenting, they're like, oh, you never post like hand drawn thumbnails or whatever. This is the funny thing, like I do, but so the problem is like I do A/B testing on all my videos, which means I usually do like three thumbnails. Sometimes I do three titles as well. And what sucks about that is like typically out of everything, usually whenever I post one, like especially like okay, so if I post one thumbnail and let's say that thumbnail is like AI generated, and then I make another one that's like hand drawn, and then I make another one that's like a meme, right? Like a usually like sometimes what I'll do is I'll take like a third party meme and I'll just like fix it up and make it like funnier or whatever, like try to, add to it in some way. Because not only that, but it's like kind of exposure for that person as well. Because I like to give credit like that. Yeah, usually I mean like if it's not straight up on the thumbnail itself, I usually leave like credit down in the comments or in the description or whatever, right? Um, but usually I kind of make my own memes, but sometimes I use others. Anyways, I made that one and then I made this one, the Bryn Fair Creeper, which because to me I saw this and I was like, oh, this is hilarious, and it kind of reminds me of like a Goosebumps book, but at the same time, like one of the funny things about it was like uh it's and this what's crazy about this is if you've seen the Ren Fair video on Twitter, it's horrible, man. Like he's over here being just like a complete degenerate, like there's this part where this lady's walking with her kids and he's just over there, he's like, oh yeah, she's DTF because she's got kids, and it's like that is, dude, like I can't, if I heard that at the fair, like a place where I'm like trying to go and enjoy my day, like I think I would probably like tell somebody and like maybe get like a violent mob to go beat that person, because yeah, like that's just, it's inappropriate, there's kids around, like you shouldn't have said that, like it's multiple layers, right? Not only that, I mean, you're being a creep in front of somebody's kids, like we get it, you're an alcoholic, like a raging alcoholic, but like that's like way over the line, you know what I mean? And it's not funny either, like, and I'm not saying this is like some sort of like moral arbiter, right? It's just not. Like if you go watch the video, like imagine putting yourself in that same position and saying the exact same thing to somebody and their kids, right? Like it's just unacceptable, like in general. Like I can understand if you're in your teens, but this dude's like a grown ass adult. There's no excuse. Um but anyways, it's just the whole thing is creepy and weird. But apparently, Ren Fair, like I don't know if this is 100% true, but somebody said that now he's got like a lifetime ban. He's not even allowed back into the Renaissance Festival. So, but I mean, this will probably be thumbnail number two. And then I did this one, which there you go. Bring this one up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, because this one was interesting. Like I was actually making this one, and as I was drawing this up, like I was like, this is weird. Like I should go check his like Social Blade stuff, see what's going on. And then I saw something very like interesting in the Social Blade data, which is like on this one day on Saturday, he decided to delete 82 videos, like off of his main like the quartering channel, and then somehow still managed to pull off like a plus 1 million views, right? Which, if you don't know, like that's so if you get a negative number, it means that you're deleting content, and then the positive number, obviously, that's the views, right? So, and that's like what he averaged for the day. So this dude got like a plus 1 million views, right? Now, this is the thing. That is like almost impossible to pull off, right? I would say, unless it's like something crazy, right? Like if you get like a call out from like Asmongold, or whatever, and like people come and they're like watching your content, maybe that happens, right? But like on a normal day, there's no way. There's no way that you're gonna get a plus 1 million views. Like there's just that's not, because I mean you have to take into account like the subtraction from all the views that are gonna go missing from all the videos that are getting deleted, right? Which means, his ego, he got butt hurt, and then he went out and he paid a bunch of bots to you know, bought his account and watch his videos or whatever, which, you know, it's not sustainable. And not only that, I mean, it's against the terms of service, but here's the real thing, man. Like, this is like, if you know anything about like analytics on YouTube side, you're going to know doing this is like you're really nuking your channel. Like, and that's the unfortunate part, right? Like, because you have all these bot views, so eventually what's going to end up happening is the amount that you're paying for the bots to view your videos versus how much you're making off of YouTube, it's not going to stack up, right? And then what's going to end up happening is you're going to run into a situation where you're like, okay, well, I'll just stop botting, because botting is ruining my channel analytics or whatever. And then what's going to end up happening is because you stop purchasing bots, then those bots are all going to leave. And then whenever you post another video, you're just going to have like negatives across your channel. And then that's going to show up in the analytics. And then you're going to end up in a situation where YouTube's like, the algorithm's looking at your video and it's like, well, I don't know how you managed to pull off a negative number, but because you have a negative number, like, we're not going to share this content with anybody. So, like I said, if anything, you're just nuking your own channel by buying bots. Like, I'll probably cover this a little bit more in length, like on a later video. I kind of wanted to cover like just things I wish I had known before starting YouTube. Things that I wish people were like really honest about. Like, there's a lot of content out there like vidIQ, and that's the thing, is they're very like facetious about a lot of things that they say. Um, and the problem with that is like they don't outright tell you like what's what or whatever. But yeah, the thing is like going okay, so this is what I'll say is like if you ever go out and you get a bunch of subscribers that are not a part of your niche audience, what ends up happening is you have people with like cross interests, and then those interests don't mesh up. And then what ends up happening is your video gets thrown into weird algorithmic states where, like, some channel that likes, say, video games, right? Uh, then it takes like your political content and shoves it into video games, and then that shows up in the video game algorithm. And then people that are in the video game algorithm already, that are there for video games, see your video, and then they're like, oh, I don't want this like political slop in my video game videos. So then they, downvote your video, and it basically just hurts your channel all around. Like, it's not a good look, because you're venturing into territory where uh it's not productive, right? Um but I will say this, under the entertainment umbrella, um like, especially if you're somebody who's spread wide, like you've cast a wide net, um typically it's better to be under entertainment in terms of categories, rather than like nailing yourself down into like news and politics, or other branches like that. Because going into news and politics, like, sure, like, that's fine if that's all you do, but if you do literally anything else, um it's going to hurt your channel. So now, so I did this in this thumbnail, and the reason I did this thumbnail was because it's funny, because he was on Twitter, and I actually have like the exchanges, right? um he was basically just running his mouth on Twitter, and then the next day he decided to upload this video where he's like, oh yeah, if Charlie Kirk is smiling down on us, leave a like and subscribe. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, Erica Kirk, we get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's so corny. It's really like it's a legitimate new low. Like, to use Christianity as like a shield for your politics because you're quote unquote being attacked, which I don't believe for a minute, dude. Like, it has nothing to do with like social justice warriors. It has nothing to do with cancel culture, like anything. Like, this is literally just you kicking the hornet's nest and then getting the holy hell stung out of you because you couldn't be like a rational human being and realize, like, you know, you're in a glass house and you're throwing stones like an idiot, like, it's bound to happen, right? I don't know, man. Like, if I had a coffee company and I knew I wasn't like super legit with my coffee company, I would keep my mouth shut. You would never hear me talk about it, right? And the reason is because you know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to dig into your life at some point. They're going to pull something up, and then they're going to use it against you. That's the way it always is. It doesn't matter like who you're talking about or whatever. Like, there's always like some internet autist somewhere that's just like casually waiting for a moment to like drop something to ruin your career, to hurt you, to financially hurt you. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Like, there's always that one person who's just, they have nothing better to do with their time than to ruin your life in some way, right? Um, and that's, it's not something I would ever like advocate for. I don't. Um, but when somebody's out there being like a creep and, like a sex pest, and like then you get outed for being a creep and a sex pest, like I could see that's complete antisocial behavior. And doing that is like, it's harmful to society in general, right? So I can see why like that would be thrown out there. Or like, if you let your ego and alcohol take the wheel and you're just like, oh, I'm going to torch not only my career but my two buddies who I also share a podcast with, right? Like, if you're going to do that too, then like, okay, well, you get what you get, right? Like, you should have discussed this with Bering and Dankula and like made sure like it was on the up and up and they were okay with it. But instead of doing that, he just decided to go hog wild and you know try to manipulate people into getting his way, and it's not working out. Like, that's really what's happening here, and I think everybody's seeing it. I think everybody is like catching on to the fact that this dude's just full of crap. He's been lying since like the beginning of everything, and he's actually been like, he even went out straight and like admitted it in like a super early video that he did, that he has this talent for like emotionally manipulating people or whatever. So that's the thing. It's like, when I see people that like openly talk about that sort of stuff, like they have no issue with doing that whatsoever. It leads me to think like, okay, well, you don't even get like the benefit of the doubt at that point, right? Like, you just told me to my face that you're a sociopath, and you don't give a crap about anybody but yourself, and now you're expecting me to like feel a certain way about like some supposed cancel mob that's coming to like, destroy your career. But if anything, like I said, it just comes off more like, okay, well, you're destroying your own career, right? Like, you know, it's just stupid. Like, it's dumb. I don't believe anything he says. He's just being manipulative. And here I'm going to bring up some of this stuff. But yeah, these are the three thumbnails I'm probably going to use. So this one was hand drawn. This one took me a couple hours to knock out. But yeah, it's funny because I usually like start my stuff with I usually start off doing like a concept image. Yeah, this one right here. So yeah, I usually start off with like a concept image, and I just took like little sections of like various photos and pasted them together, and then I kind of create like a collage, and then that way I know like what I'm knocking out when I'm drawing. You know what I mean? So, you know, but yeah, it takes a couple of hours, man. It's not a it's a short it's a cool way to make something. But like I've said this before, I'll go out of my way to make stuff, but it doesn't always hit right, like with the audience or whatever. And that's fine. Like, I get it. Like some people just prefer whatever. And then not only that, but like it's also based on the algorithm too. Like, the algorithm is going to try to hit you with like whatever it thinks you're going to find most engaging, right? So if you end up with a thumbnail that's like pure AI slop and you're mad about it, just know that like it's because you engage with it, right? Like, that's that's why that's happening, right? Like, if you come on and you see this one right here, and you're like, oh, why am I getting AI slop? Uh, well, first of all, it's not pure AI slop. I did do some work with it, but um, like the text and cleaning everything up and all that sort of stuff. Like, I did some work with it, right? Like, it's not just pure AI slop. Um, but the reason that you're seeing this ultimately is because um, that's what you engage with in the algorithm. So um, don't take it personally. That's just the way the algorithm is, right? Like, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just letting you know that's kind of how it works. Oh yeah, so this is the text exchange between Bering and the quartering. So the quartering's been running around. He's been telling everybody, "Oh, it's not true. It's not true. I didn't false flag any channels. I didn't this and that. It's all a lie. Blah blah blah." You know, but this is like a conversation between him and Bering, and he literally just straight up says like, "Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm flagging everyone. I'm calling my rep. Everyone's getting banned. You know, everyone's cooked. Blah blah blah." And then like he gets mad that Bering called him an alcoholic, which, bro, like, oh yeah, this is where like Jeremy got butthurt because I guess Baron got a bunch of, and this is also how I know too that like when I was telling you about how those videos got deleted and then his views increased, that's how I know, right? Like it, like you can see he's clearly butthurt that Baron got 60K views or whatever, so he like went out of his way and bought a bunch of views on YouTube, right? Um, and by the way, that's like a complete violation of the TOS too. Like if you're buying bots, like you could get your channel removed, which they probably should. To be honest with you, like it would be kind of doing you a favor at this point because if you ever re-upload regularly, um, you should probably start over. And I say that entirely because you just have it's very clear when you look at the analytics, like you have 2 mil subs, right? 2.06 mil subs. But then like when I scroll through your videos, it's very clear that you're getting like 30K, 40K, 50K, 60K views, which is, normally like that's fine. But the problem with that is that you have so many dead accounts following you that are just subs that don't watch your content that every time YouTube puts that video into the algorithm, it's like, yeah, cool, I guess, whatever. But like, if it hits a dead account, the algorithm's just not going to recommend it to anybody. And then that's part of the thing too. You're over here talking about, oh, my channel's under attack, and oh, the YouTube algorithm is working against me. And it's like, no, it's not. It's working against you because you bought subs, because you're being an idiot, and like you're over here trying to use like your amount of subs as like some form of clout to be like, oh look, I got 2 mil subs, my opinion matters. And it's like, okay, like that's cool, but now look at where you're at, right? um so let's go there, and then let's go here, and then oh, and this is like he's over here talking about like, oh, I didn't make a video on Dank, and his divorce and blah 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 because we're friends, or whatever. This is that emotional manipulation I was telling you about. This is that sociopath behavior, right? Where like you're just over here and you're like, oh, I'm gonna embrace the villain character, which is easier. It's like, no, this is how like you just destroy your channel and everything that you've ever worked for. Uh, you know. Oh yeah, okay. This was hilarious. So he had this whole crash out, and he nuked the Incredible Salt Mine channel, and so what ended up happening was he came out and he was like, "Oh, the Incredible Salt Mine, it got flagged down by false flaggers. Like I'm a victim too." Blah blah blah. He played this whole thing, did all this bullshit, and then what ends up happening? Turns out, uh, you know, none of that was true. Like he didn't like no, he didn't get false flagged. He straight up, here you go. Yeah. Now he comes out and he's like, "Oh, it looks like this is 100% my fault. I was not clear on the videos I wanted my editor to delete." Blah blah blah. And then even he gets a community note down in the bottom, and it's like, bro, like, come on. This is what happens when you've had too many fireballs, right? Like you're over here just drinking nonstop like an idiot and running your mouth, and then like what happens? You're getting destroyed on the internet. Over what? Like I said, it's all ego, right? Like he's over here acting like this and that, whatever. Oh, and I think Legal Mindset and Tectone kind of covered a little bit of it. But so because he deleted the Incredible Salt Mine, like that puts him like legally on the hook because he's only a 1/3 owner of the content. Bearing and Dankula own their share as well. And if they didn't give him permission to delete those videos, because they make money off of those videos, you know what I mean? And if he didn't give permission for that, like, you're done. You're done. They're going to take you to court and they're just going to milk you, dude. Like, all the money that, should have been made on those videos or whatever, like, it's over. Um, which is like it's not only that, but it's like this makes you look horrible, man. Like you were that butthurt that you're just like, I'm gonna torch my friendships, because I was being a scumbag, and instead of admitting it and stepping back or whatever, like I'm gonna take zero responsibility and torch everything, which is stupid.
He get drunk and randomly text me boobs or some similar shit. And later, we went on later to discuss the reason behind this is because he was.
So this is that Camelot recording I was telling you about. This is Camelot. He's covering the text exchange between Sydney Watson and the quartering. And this is just like some of the shadiness. So she's talking about how like the quartering Jeremy would like text her, boobs, but it was like oh, send me a picture of your boobs sort of situation, right?
On the off chance he was hoping that she would send him some tits. That was the point. It was the off chance that he'd send some tits. That's what he wanted, right? He'd say weird crap during calls too, oddly sexual shit. Yeah, no, think back to Ren Fair, everybody. Think back to Ren Fair. I can't remember specifics, but I complained to my man about it because I was so weirded out. And I'd be like, okay, righto, Jeremy, and try to get off the phone as fast as possible, right? She says I'm a massive prude. I'm not into that kind of thing, right? She says I'm weirded out about it. I don't know him. I don't want to know. Don't want to share about it. So him being sexual was always really alarming to me, especially after the Elijah Schaefer stuff. But yeah, I perceived what he was doing, at least in the early days, as hitting on me, and I made it super clear I'm not interested.
Yeah, so I mean, there you go, right? Like, this is all you really like. I mean, you want to talk about evidence. I mean, this is like the receipts straight up, right? So, and like I said, I'm not even saying all this just to, I'm not here trying to torch the guy, right? I'm just here trying to show, like, obviously this is what happened. These are the receipts. I'm not BSing anybody. This is what's going on, you know? And this is all like, dude, like, it doesn't take a genius to sit back and go, oh, this is all like self-created, right? I mean, if somebody is a creep, right? Like, yeah, like I said, I have no problem when somebody points that out, right? Like, if you're going to be a weirdo creep and you're going to like sexually harass your employees, then yeah, like, go for it.
Hey guys, Luther Morgan here. Hope you like that little intro. Well, we got a banger of a video today, guys, because we have people contacting me from all over, and I just want to say right off the bat, thank you to everyone who's sending me messages, giving me updates, telling me about, them reporting it. If anybody hears back from Coffee Brand Coffee, Amazon, the FDA, or anything like that, please send me a message. You can remain anonymous if you want to, or if you want me to shout you out, if you have social media, you have your own content, I'd be more than happy to do that, because unlike Jeremy Hambley, we actually want to, we want to respect people's property, and if you have your own investigation and your own information, I want to be able to shout you out so you can get credit for it. Because we have 3 viewers that have come forward. It's kind of like a viewer special here, that have told me new information. So we have people internationally from Heiko, who found the Coffee Brand Coffee YouTube channel. We're going to visit that. We have someone doing real on-the-ground work, real journalism on the ground, trying to find the coffee factory in Arizona, guys. Misty Mochi. And then we have a FDA person, an FDA employee, who wishes to remain anonymous. So we're going to go through this FDA employee's thoughts about Coffee Brand Coffee, as well as some of the resources they're able to bring to the table, as well as some corrections on some of the things that I had said, or polish up some of the things that I had said, and that we can hear this FDA employee's opinion as well. So let's get into the video, guys. Here is the Coffee Brand Coffee YouTube channel. As you can see, here's the introductory video. This is like Mill Creek Coffee Roasters. This was their initial advertisement, but I wanted to focus in on this video with this young woman here. So there's a close-up of the food in this video, and I wasn't able to make out any of the distinguishing marks on it, any of the nutritional facts like food labeling, anything like that. I wasn't able to find it on this close-up.
Yeah, like, this is exactly what I said in the previous video, right? Like, you have, like, if you're FDA approved, you're gonna have that little FDA approved sticker on your coffee, right? And that's the thing. Like, people put that as like a badge of honor, right? Because it's like, if you've ever been hit by like the health department or whatever, you'll know, man. Like, sometimes they're a little strict. They will find anything, and I'm talking like even like a speck of dirt on the floor that might possibly look like a rat turd. Like, that's enough to get shut down, right? And it's not good. And then not only that, but if they do hit you, like, you have like a certain period of time to address it, and then you basically, like, you don't get to set up an appointment. They just come whenever they feel like it. So you don't even know when they're coming. Then they get to come and do a second walkthrough, and if they find anything on that one, then you're getting knocked down again, and you're going to get shut down again. Like, this is why, like, when facilities are FDA approved, like, they put that sticker on their stuff, because I mean, that's an earned sticker, right? Like, this is not an organization that messes around. This is not like, there are super obvious instances sometimes where, like, somebody's been paid off or whatever. Like, I've been to a couple of those restaurants, right, where it's like some hole in the wall restaurant. They must have played like the sympathy card or something, but you walk in, there is a literal hole in the wall, and an infestation of bugs or rodents or something running through the restaurant. Dude, we used to have that way back in the day. There was this Chipotle where there was like literal rats in the restaurant. Even the news team caught it. They took a picture, and there was like a rat scurrying down this handrail, and anyways, they had to shut that Chipotle down. But the thing is like, every time the health department would come, like, they obviously just weren't doing their job or whatever, and so like it took like the news to come in. The local news had to come in and be like, bro, there's like obviously, rats, you gotta shut this down. Like, you can't keep this open. People are gonna get sick. So, but anyways, so yeah.
But perhaps somebody out there on the internet, they might be able to know who this person is. So is this person like a professional model? I don't mean to dox them in any way. I just mean, is this person a professional model? Is she a influencer that does advertising? Is this a former employee of Jeremy Hambley? Is this a person that works at Mill Creek Coffee Roasters? The person that sent me this tip said that they were able to identify them from the Mill Creek Coffee Roasters Facebook page. I looked through all the pictures. I didn't see the resemblance myself, but maybe somebody out there knows anything about this. So let's get to the night, guys. So
Yeah, there's an accusation. I'm not 100% like sure, because like I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not an investigative uh journalist or whatever. Like, I don't really have like connections like that. But yeah, like, the accusation is that basically, I think it's Mill Creek or whatever, that they have like a white label uh coffee that basically, how it works is you create like your own labeling. And what white label is it's like a, like if you go to the grocery store and you look at like canned green beans, right? Like, there's canned green beans, and then there's like the store brand canned green beans, right? uh and the store brand is like, basically how it works is it's the other green bean company, but maybe the can has like a dent, or like, something's up with it. So then they throw like the Walmart, like the Great Value brand sticker on the green beans, and then they sell it like in-house significantly cheaper at like a markdown price. So, and that's usually how that works out, right? So there's usually something wrong or defective or like whatever, and then they just sell in bulk, right? And there's usually not a whole lot different between that and then like whatever label they bought it from, right? And usually they buy like from a bunch of labels too. It's not just one, right? But yeah, that's what white labeling is. White labeling is just like, you're buying like a good that's already made, but it's just not up to that company's standard, and then they offset it by just like selling it off to, whether that's like Walmart or like Hill Country or like whoever, right? Like, just anybody. So, and that's what they're doing. They're just getting rid of product. So
this is friend of the channel, Misty Moki, and already pre-liked the video. So this is the on-the-ground journalist in Phoenix, Arizona, who actually went out to the Coffee Brand Coffee area where it's supposed to be. Now, it broke just a few days ago that Jeremy Hambley's trademark for Coffee Brand Coffee had expired, and the address listed on that trademark paperwork was in Phoenix, Arizona. Now, as you can recall, I think in part one of the series, I got an email from either Maggie or Angel, whoever the hell it was supposed to be at Coffee Brand Coffee, and they said that it was shipped out of Phoenix, Arizona, which is very similar to where the trademark address was. Now, of course, that trademark expired, and quite frankly, he probably should let the trademark expire because Coffee Brand Coffee is a terrible name. But this person, this on-the-ground journalist, actually went out there. So let's go ahead and check out their video.
In Luther's second video about Coffee Brand Coffee.
Well, okay, so I'm going to leave that there. I don't want to go through the whole video. You can go to Luther Morgan's channel if you want to watch the rest of it. But, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's actually like outsourcing, people like to investigate this company and like gather facts and stuff like that. But basically, like, this is what I'm talking about. So if true, like, so far it seems like everything the Quartering has said is just a complete like lie. This dude's just been bullshitting everybody since the dawn of his channel. I just don't even know, like, you really, like, just watching all of this, you can't justify in any way why this stuff is happening, why he's acting this way, why he's not addressing any of the accusations. There's a way to go about like showing evidence that like all of this stuff happened or whatever, and that's why like it's not working out or whatever, right? But, and that's the problem, is like there's no receipts, there's no backing anything up, there's no saying, oh well, this is a mistake, or whatever, right? Like, it's all threats. It's all dude, you came out and you threatened to sue Sydney Watson of all people. That in itself is insane. That in itself is insane. Like, that just tells us that you're just delusional. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. And it's the same thing with like this whole Bearing. Like, why would Bearing, of all people, who's been your friend for like 10 years, right? Like, why would he of all people be like, well, maybe you're full of shit, right? Like, he's not doing this from a place, and this is the fun thing too. Like, if you've ever watched Bearing's content, he's just a very like, he wears his heart on his sleeve sort of dude. And what sucks too is like because of all this stuff, like right now, like if you go look at his Twitter, there's just a ton of people harassing him. You know, a bunch of Jeremy fanboys that are out there that are just they don't want to admit that that their king is, a bullshit artist, right? That's really what it comes down to. They don't want to admit that this dude's just a liar and a grifter and a sellout, and he's been selling them out for, the dawn of the channel, and just there's a lot of people that just don't want to admit it for whatever reason, right? But there's also a lot of people that are like harassing Bearing, and it's like that's super messed up because if there's one person that like is just like I would think like a good friend to have, it would be Bearing, right? Bearing, Dankula, both those dudes seem solid. Like they're pretty solid dudes. Um, like they've had a rough track record. They've been treated unfairly multiple times in the past, and the way that they're being hounded because Jeremy decided to like do this like weird villain arc thing where he just got slapped down like immediately, right? And I'm talking like, come on, bro, like immediate. This tweet sums it all up. It really does. Like, he's such an idiot, man. Like, he tried to do this scorched earth campaign thing, then he's like begins false flagging people, then he lies about false flagging people, then his coffee company gets exposed, then he deletes his Twitter account. Like, you can go on Twitter right now and look it up. Go type in at the quartering on Twitter and it's gone. The page has been deleted. He deleted his Twitter. If you want, like, he had this cookbook company, Tailgates for Trump is what it was. And this is the funniest part too. Like, he even came out and he was like, "Oh, I'm not MAGA. I was never MAGA." Blah blah blah. Like trying to grift and like pretend like he was never part of the MAGA thing. And it's like, bro, you literally have a company called Tailgates for Trump cookbook. Super recent. Like, it was like at the beginning of, or no, I'm sorry, it was at the end of last year. So like December 2025, something like that. And it's like this one dude who's like, "Dude, I purchased this book. Like, I went to your website and bought this book like a year ago and it still hasn't come in." You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God, like this dude's just like horrible at running a business. I don't know what it is. Like, even his little computer business thing that he started off with, I guess that thing got torched as well because he was making these weird, like, how to run a computer business. And it's like, okay, I don't think you know how to run it. I used to run a computer business. I don't think you know how to run a computer business like that. It seems to me like you're just selling some scam shit and like telling people how to run something that you have no clue how to run. Right. Like it's just antithetical. This is what I'll say. It's just antithetical. Like everything that this dude has said, it's like the most, self-help guru scam artist shit I've ever read in my life. Right. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, I'm not trying to be rude about it. It's just that's this dude's persona, man. And that's the weird thing is like he's done this all the way up to what 2.06 million subs, which means people are clearly buying it. You know what I mean? And now that it's all getting exposed and put out here on the internet, like people are getting like insanely butthurt over it. It's just wild, man. Like the whole religion grift thing too is insane. Like coming out and being like, "Oh yeah, Charlie Kirk's smiling down on us," you know, bro, bro. Like, just be honest. You're not a religious person. If you were a religious person, you wouldn't have done any of this shit to begin with. Like, you wouldn't have gone out of your way to like scam people and like not deliver on your promises and like just all this stuff. Like, you wouldn't have like done the whole thing with like trying to hide your business from the FDA. Like, people that are good people that are like genuine, that are like trying to follow the good book, right? That are out there that are like just trying to be a good person. Those people that are out there that are trying to do good, they don't have to rely on shitty tactics like coming out and being like, "Oh, uh y'all are just a bunch of Satanist, leftist, social justice warriors trying to cancel me and blah blah blah." Like, if you were a true Christian, you wouldn't be out there like smearing people with like false bullshit to paint yourself and build up your ego, right? And I think that's part of the problem is like that's really why everybody's coming for him. Everybody's coming for him right now because of his ego, because he won't set his ego aside and do the right thing. Anyways, we've gone over enough, and I think I've managed to show everybody like, damn, bro, like you stepped in it. You really did. Like, this is all on you. This has nothing. There's no hate mob. There's no like. I don't even want to see this. Like, to me, this is embarrassing. Like, the fact that I used to watch you back in the day And then now I'm seeing you crash out like this. It's just like, damn, I can't believe I wasted my time watching this dude just be an utter failure completely. And then not only being an utter failure, but going out of his way to hurt other small channels and like destroy their livelihood while also simultaneously crying on the internet about his own livelihood. Like, did you think about that for like even a split second when you went out and false flagged a bunch of channels down? I don't think so. I think you didn't. I think the only person you care about is you. And you're just here trying to manipulate people. So, and I'll probably speed it up a little bit in editing and everything. And I try to respect y'all's time. I try to not drone on forever, but this is just a topic that's like really not only is it like angered me because like I said, this is somebody that I used to follow. Like I used to religiously watch this dude's videos, right? Uh, like this dude's gotten quite a few views out of me. Just to see this whole thing play out the way it did is it's disgusting. Like, and then you think back to like how much time you wasted like trying to help this dude out by being a viewer, by participating, in the comments and in making sure that you leave a like on the video. Make sure you leave a like on the video because Charlie Kirk's staring down at us or whatever, like all this horse shit, this weird like Erica Kirk grift, that I don't understand. It's really hit a different level. Like I said, I mean this is why people were so upset and it's because they set you at a higher standard and then you were just like, no, I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna immediately drop that standard. I'm gonna immediately betray my own morals and principles and then when people question me about it, I'm gonna tell them that they're the problem, right? So yeah, that's where it's at, man. I don't know what to tell you other than like honestly at this point, like I think your career is just over. I like you can keep buying subs, you can keep whatever, but you're just gonna be another mundane Matt. Like that's you're gonna be another DSD. You're gonna be out there in no time begging for subs, begging for donations, begging for whatever. And yeah, it's all just gonna go south. Honestly, I hope Rumble keeps you in contract and I hope they use you as an ad platform and I hope they just keep farming you. Like at this point, I really do. I hope Rumble uses you to shill every coffee brand other than yours. That's what I hope they do because they invested so much money in you as a platform to really like try to kick off their platform, and it's all been wasted. Like because you stabbed them in the back the moment you decided to play the villain, right? Like quote unquote, right? So yeah. Anyways, all right, I'm done. My rant's done. I hope all of you who watch this video can see that like I'm not coming at this from like a place of hate. I just genuinely like this pisses me off. Like I know Tectone's over here like trying to give this dude like constructive criticism. We're past constructive criticism at this point. Like you don't deserve it. And I think the whole internet just needs to move on and just, watch you torch what left you have because like you really did this to yourself. Um and you can keep fluffing your numbers and acting like oh I got more views and subs and blah 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 whatever. You just keep it up, watch what happens. You're gonna end up just like DSP, mark my words. You're gonna hit the full transformation and before you know it you're gonna be just like DSP. You're gonna be online streaming, begging for super chats, begging for this, begging for that. And I mean they're right for criticizing you about this, dude. Like this whole like grift that you have where you're like 1 minute you're like, oh yeah, I spent 200K on cameras and blah blah blah, and then the next year over here telling us how broke you are. Like okay, sure, sounds to be like you're just bad at business in general. Like, and I have a tendency to agree with Camelot at this point. I think you're hurting. I think even if you tried to hawk all of your equipment and you got a job at McDonald's tomorrow, I think you're going to lose it. I think you're going to lose everything, to be honest with you. I really do. And I don't say that because I want that to happen. I say that because the way that you've gone about torching your own career has been otherworldly. Like I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. And I say that genuinely. Like I hope it's not going to be that bad, but like I just don't see I'll be real. you know, just my whole life has been nothing like, it's been basically just Murphy's Law, right? Like if it can go bad, it will. And that's how I look at things. And I'm going to be honest with you, looking at this looks like you're going to lose your house. You're going to get a divorce. Like, it just looks like everything bad that can happen is probably going to happen at this point. Like, and I just don't see a way to recover. You know, I just don't. Like, even if you came out now and like apologized, uh, even the way that you're acting in your own Discord, like, let me look. I think I have it. There's a picture of your Discord message. I don't know if I downloaded it or not. Yeah, anyways, like, yeah, I guess I didn't. But I mean, if you want to look it up, on Twitter. Just look up the quartering Discord, and it'll come up. There's a chat log where he's basically begging everybody in his Discord, like the supposed Discord that he deleted or whatever, to leave a like and like engage with his content and everything else. Which, I mean, dude, let's be honest. Like, at this point, after everything that's come out and like just the scumbag way that you've handled like, it's just very revealing of your character in general. Like I said, I just don't see how you're going to recover. Like, the cat's out of the bag at this point. I feel like you're screwed. Your channel's done. And this isn't me hoping for it. This is me just like telling you the reality of your situation. And best case scenario at this point, like, just hang up the YouTube hat entirely, Rumble hat, if you can get out of your contract, which I don't think you can. I think they're going to, like, I hope they do farm you. I hope they put you to work. Because honestly, that would be like a great way for you to learn and put your skills to use, in terms of like, at least they can get some ads out of you, you know, because this hurts Rumble. This hurts Rumble too. This is the thing that people don't realize. Jeremy's little crash out here, this doesn't just affect like Jeremy. This doesn't affect Jeremy. It doesn't just affect his girlfriend. This affects all sorts of people. Like his two co-hosts are going to be affected by this. Dank and Bearing, both, they're going to be affected by this because now their income's going to take a hit, right? Rumble, their income's going to take a hit. Viewership's going to drop on Rumble because now everybody's going to be like, well, the only reason I came here was because of Jeremy. And, you know, now they're going to feel betrayed and, you know, betrayed on a platform level as well. So they're probably going to bounce. So like, this is just a domino effect of failure, right? Like the coffee company and all the supposed people he had employed there. I don't know. I mean, even I'm sure it costs money, you know, somebody's job, you know, whoever it is who's going to be swapping labels or whatever, you know, running the label printer, I'm sure they're going to lose their job, right? So there's more than just him at stake here. And it's unfortunate that all of these people are going to get hurt because of him. You know, but at the same time, like, I can't say he didn't earn it, right? Like, that's the thing, you know, he earned all of this. So, but yeah, I'm going to leave the video here, and, you know, I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. And, you know, I don't think there's going to be any more updates, but I could be wrong, you know. So, but I'm going to try to, if anything, I'll try to keep it boiled down to a short form video, if there is an update, and, you know, I'll leave it at that. So, alrighty, y'all take it easy. See you in the next one, hopefully.
How good.